This White Sox versus Royals series is presented by Echo Outdoor Power Equipment. And we are coming to you from the heart of Mid-America, Kansas City, Missouri, Kauffman Stadium, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu. It's Todd Frazier, Brent Laurie, and our guys against the defending world champion, Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you what is now going to be a 9-game road trip. It'll be in 11 days. We got rained out last night, so we'll have 3 here. We'll finish it off with 3 in Detroit, and in the middle we'll have 3 from Citi Field in New York. But one thing about it, the Sox had a lousy homestand. 10 games, we won 3 of them, Steve, and that comfortable lead we had has now dwindled.
All was beautiful not too long ago. We're going to take a look at a graphic that shows you what it was like, and take a look. Through May 9th, Sox were wonderful. 6 games up on the Indians, 7 on the Royals, 8 on the Tigers, and you see today things are bunching up in the Central. The Indians are right there, actually ahead in the loss column. Kansas City's playing good, solid baseball, but they lost a couple of star players, and the Tigers have been very good, but unfortunately our Sox 4-11 in the last 15. So hopefully they can hit with runners in scoring position. The pitching can be as it has been, and we'll start winning some games.
Well, one thing that Robin and everybody, you guys out there, us here, very happy about Jose Abreu.
I don't think anybody's happier than Jose Abreu as he finally broke out of a season-long malaise. And no sooner did he get his first 3-hit game than he followed it up with his second 3-hit game. Big last 2 games of the series, 6 for 8, couple of doubles and a run. But the big man is swinging it well. He started by hitting the ball to right field, and now he's hitting the ball all over. So hopefully he continues to stay hot, as does Todd Frazier.
Well, in the bump tonight, 2 guys that are pretty familiar with one another.
This is a rematch of just a few days ago, and the second time each is facing the other. Miguel Gonzalez goes to the mound after a fine performance against Kansas City. He threw the ball well enough to win. Unfortunately, he didn't. But it's not for lack of effort, as he changed eye levels. The curveball was terrific, and he had pinpoint control, which he has to have to be successful. On the other side of the equation, it's Danny Duffy. You see what he did. Didn't give up any runs. The reason why he was in so shortly was it was his second start this year. This is his third. They're probably looking for 80 pitches out of him. But you see how effective he was and how effective Miguel Gonzalez was. I mean, that's 8 strikeouts, so a pretty good job, and hopefully more of the same tonight from Miguel.
Well, Frazier and Cabrera led that charge in our last meeting against these Royals, and tonight they're looking for 2 in a row against the defending world champs. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
baseball. And on Sunday, the Sox and Kansas City hooked up in Chicago. And this little pop-up up the third base line with Gordon coming in, Moustakas going out, and the collision, it was a nasty one. Alex Gordon rolls up against the tarp after hitting Moustakas. Then it looked for an instant like he might have been knocked out. But the big factor was he fractured his wrist. Now he's going to be out for a while, and unfortunately Mike Moustakas, who got hit in the knee, is out for the season with a torn ACL. This is 25% of a lineup that won the World Series. As you can see, Moustakas was hitting the ball out of the park, was just coming around and getting better after spending some time on the DL before. Alex Gordon was off to a slow start, but he's won a Gold Glove 4 times. This is a big loss for them because it takes 2 left-handed bats out of the lineup. There's no telling what Gordon will come back with when he does come back, so a big loss for Kansas City. So stay with us. After these messages, we'll be back with first pitch and the starting lineup.
CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Toyota. Discover more in a Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com or your local Toyota dealer today. Let's go places. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Audi. Truth in engineering. And by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium, and let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game tonight. Austin Jackson leading it off. He said good luck. And then it's Cabrera, Frazier, Abreu, Sands, Lowry, Rollins, Garcia, and Navarro rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Danny Duffy. The good defense. Dyson Kane and Orlando in the outfield. And time to throw it back to Hawk Harrelson for first pitch.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the first of this 3-game set, rain abbreviated, as we got rained out last night. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as the outfield slightly to the right. Austin comes in hitting at 241 on the season. Good rip at that. But 0-2 the count.
Danny Duffy looked awfully good against the ball club when he faced our team in Chicago. Got a good curveball, his fastball around 95. I think he had it up to 96 in that performance last time out. This is third start of the year. So our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Danny Duffy. ERA .213. His third start, his 19th game, worked out of the bullpen. As you can see, they're stretching him out. That's why he's probably going to be out there for 80 pitches, and it would behoove the Sox to get into that bullpen early, not leaving it for the back end guys who are close to untouchable.
Here's Melky. Melky hitting at .294. Sox come in. There's the strike. There's Hernandez. Sox come in hitting at .248 as a team with a 3.33 ERA. And here at Kauffman Stadium, 330 down the lines, 387 in the gaps, and 410 straight away center. And what breeze there is blowing from right to left.
This is a very big ballpark. In fact, more square footage in the outfield here than any other field in baseball, including Coors Field in Colorado, which is somewhat surprising.
There's a little soft pop up. But Merrifield makes the catch. So right now let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jimangio, our director in the crew, well, he went with Brett Laurie. Steve's going with Todd Frazier. And Dina Spadali, who happens to have a husband named Mike. And also David Novak and all the great folks at Poogie, Hyundai, and Downers Grove. We're going to go with Avi Garcia. Dina, you got to be a saint. Outfield spread out for the most part straight up.
This outfield has excellent speed all the way around. Orlando, a world-class sprinter from Brazil. Dyson, you know about his big speed. And Kane, well, if it stays in the park, usually Kane catches it.
And that's popped up right side. This is going to be a nice, quick, easy 1-2-3 inning for Danny Duffy. And after half inning of play, no score.
Royals tonight, Escobar, Merrifield, and Kane at the top, with Eric Hosmer, Salvador Perez, and Paulo Orlando, who has been red hot. Dexter Cuthbert in the lineup with Brett Eibner, and Jarrett Dyson rounding it out. The defense and how Robin's going to line him up behind Miguel Gonzalez, the familiar outfield, although Avisail Garcia getting his shot in right field tonight along with Melky and Austin. Then it's Frazier, Rollins, Lowry, and Abreu in the infield, with Deander Navarro getting the nod behind the plate. And our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Miguel Gonzalez on for his fifth start. He's 0-1, ERA a little above 4.5. Last time out against Kansas City, he had pinpoint control. He changed eye levels well. He was at probably the top of his game, and unfortunately did not get the win in that one. But it wasn't for lack of effort, as he threw the ball well, and he's got to deal with a team with very good speed. You keep their runners off base, usually you're in pretty good shape.
They make a lot of contact. Sometimes it's not pretty, but meanwhile keeps the pressure on the opposition. As here is Alcides Escobar hitting at 266, and that's in the hole for a base hit.
First 2 times up, Escobar is a known first ball hunter. So he doesn't wait around. He just takes this one through the left side.
Well, the last against us for the last 5 years, maybe close to 6, and certainly for the last 3 years, Kansas City has had the most TW of any team in the American League.
You know, a lot of them came up together, Hawk, and they just have bonded as a team. They've won together, and that certainly helps things.
Here's Merrifield. And of course, that TW is the will to win. They don't think they're ever out of a ball game. As I mentioned, they catch it for the best of them, and they put it in play better than anybody else. Fewest strikeouts in the major leagues last year.
With Moustakas lost for the year, Merrifield's going to get a whole lot of play along with Cuthbert. And Merrifield with a very high baseball acumen. He comes from a baseball family. Doesn't do anything spectacular, but he's pretty good.
He's a 273 career minor league hitter, and there's a base hit. Jackson will get to it, and right off the bat, they find 2 holes.
Takes this one back up the middle. That ball was not certainly where he wanted it. Although Navarro wanted it in, that ball had a bit too much of the plate. And so 2 up, 2 singles, and Gonzalez in a jam early.
That'll bring up Kane. Lorenzo. Some of these guys have hit Gonzalez pretty well. Kane's went up 3 for 6 with a homer. Dyson 7 for 8. High. Avi getting set, and here's a throw as Alcides moves into third, so 1 out.
Let's take a look at the umpires for tonight. Angel Hernandez behind the plate, Will Little at first, the crew chief Ted Barrett at second, and Ryan Blackney is at third.
Here's Hosmer, 26-year-old first baseman, hitting at 297. 8 homers, 23 driven in. Last year he hit 297, but he had 18 homers and 93. And he can throw some leather at you at first base.
He's also much more important now because 2 left-handers out of this lineup, Gordon and Moustakas. A lot of the burden will fall to Hosmer to drive him in from the left side. He's just a good, solid player. He was a #1 draft pick. Moustakas a #1 draft pick. Gordon a #1 draft pick. And on one play, they lost 25% of their starting 8 at U.S. Cellular Field. That is a big blow to this team, but they still keep on putting it together.
That's hit hard. Watch out. I was talking with some Kansas City people prior to the game. And they well, that's baseball because of the fact that for the past few years they have been relatively injury free.
Yeah, I mean, you took a look around, the guys that you saw, and we see them 18, 19 times a year. The guys you saw, Ned Yost had to just write them in the lineup.
Right.
Kane stayed healthy, Gordon stayed healthy, and guys at the corners, Moustakas and Hosmer. So occasionally you have those bad breaks, but this team, especially in that bullpen, they're set up to certainly be in contention all the way.
Well, offensively, at third base, losing Moustakas, they're certainly going to lose some offense because Moustakas just getting ready to come into his own offensively.
No doubt.
But they say defensively, they haven't lost hardly anything because it Cuthbert can really play third base.
He's pretty good. So is Merrifield. He's very good as Ned Yost. Very happy with the last couple of years, and why shouldn't he be? And pretty positive about this year, although the starting rotation has been problematic for him.
Well, the man has come within 1 out of winning 2 consecutive world championships. And he's had a lot of his critics over the success he's had here in Kansas City. Meanwhile, he's got a World Series ring and just missed another one.
Well, they got a good man upstairs in Dayton Moore, and he put together a good team. I remember talking to him 5 years ago, and he said, you know what, we're going to be fairly competitive in 14. That's what I'm looking for. Well, he was more than fairly competitive. He almost won it all, and then last year, of course, they did. There's a lot of homegrown talent on this ball club.
Well, they've got a lot of good people in this organization, starting at the top with David Glass. Dan, his son, is the president of the club. Longtime veteran Art Stewart, senior advisor to the general manager, who's got a world of wisdom in baseball. And of course, there's my all-time favorite player right there. His number, George Brett. Not the best player I ever saw, but my all-time favorite to watch play the game. Take the out. 1-0. 2 down.
RBI number 24, and there wasn't anything that Jose could do except let gravity take its course and have the ball settled to him, because nobody's that tall. They can jump up, get it, and come home with it.
That's the typical Kansas City run. Find a couple of holes.
No strikeouts the first 4 hitters, and advance the runner with
the
fly
ball in play. Makes contact and runs across his home plate. Here's a man having a good year. Their catcher, Salvador Perez, 283, 7 homers, 25 knocked in. Last year, 21 homers, and he drove home 70. So again, a typical Kansas City inning, and after one, they lead it 1-0. Miller time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. You can follow Dan Hayes, our Chicago insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by The Great Escape. Pools, patio, furniture, hot tubs, and more. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. Abreu, Sands, and Laurie. 1-0 Kansas City. If you're just joining us, you're at the top of the second inning. 6 hits in the last 2 ball games.
Last time out, Duffy against our ball club went into the 5th inning and used his 63 pitches, was taken out. Sox would love to extend this particular outing, get to the middle of that bullpen and have the lead before, as we hear, showers come around mid-game.
Well, the radar when we left the hotel absolutely looked horrendous as far as getting this game in tonight. It was going to look like it was going to start a little later than it did, of course, last evening. But I looked at it 30 minutes ago, and it looks like we probably are going to be fine.
A lot of the big storms dipped south of the ballpark. They had a couple of cells come through, and then they just dissipated.
The 0-2 pitch. And they're holding the Senior PGA Championship down at Harbor Shores in Benton Harbor, Michigan. We'll send a big shout out to a couple of good buddies watching in tonight who had actually had two pretty good rounds. Gene Sowers and Rocco Medier. Rocco shot 9 under 62. And Gene shot 8 under 63.
Seen Rocco in Scottsdale.
Both great guys. And both got a lot of my money in their pocket.
Hope they gave you a lot of strokes.
That's the problem.
They didn't give you enough strokes.
No.
Okay. Pretty good at bat, as it's going to lead to at least a 6th pitch. Jose, the last couple of games, laid off pitches inside off the plate. By doing that and forcing pitchers to go away, it started out with him hitting the ball hard to right field. Now he's hitting the ball hard everywhere, looking for his 3rd straight game of 3 hits or more.
Here's the 1-2. He knew it.
Come out to U.S. Cellular Field on select Fridays during the 2016 season and get 2 outfield reserve tickets and 2 food or drink items for just $49. Each ticket you purchase will include $8 in bonus bucks, more than enough to cover your first soda, beer, hot dog, or sausage. Visit whitesox.com/first for more information or to order yours today.
So here's Sands. Sands hitting in 250 with a homer. That homer coming a long time ago in Minnesota. Rocket right over that center field fence.
And in limited action, Jerry's actually done very well coming off the bench. One of the toughest things to do in the major leagues, not getting consistent at bats, but keeping a consistent stroke.
Well, you can't.
It's hard. Very hard.
Not too many Smokey Burgesses around.
Now that's the toughest job. If you're especially a left-hand hitter, if you're a left-hand hitter and you can hit off the bench, you can stay in this league a long time because of the right-handed setup and closers.
Those guys have always, as long as I've been in this game, they have always amazed me. Guys who can come off the bench and give you a good at bat.
Every organization is looking for that one guy, because most of the closers in the game are right-handed, that one guy who can come off late from the left side and deliver a key base hit.
2 down.
One of the things that Duffy did very well at U.S. Cellular Field a short time ago was throw that straight change, keep it in the zone, and that was a good one. When he first started, he had a big fastball and a very good overhand hook, but the straight change eluded him, and these days he's gotten back to it as he's gone from the bullpen to the starting rotation.
Here's Brett. Takes first pitch strike. Duffy has always impressed me. He's got a good arm. He can stay healthy.
That's really been the big factor, is taking the ball and going out there.
Good buddy of mine told me a long time ago, it's a lot easier to strike out when you got 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think so. That's a good plan. Duffy's been on the DL 4 times. Had Tommy John surgery in 2012. Then still on the DL in 13, actually on the DL twice as he hurt his forearm. and last year on the DL with tendonitis of the biceps throwing arm.
4 strikeouts for Duffy. Happy birthday to the greatest hitter in White Sox franchise history. And of course, that is the Big Hurt Frank Thomas, who turns 48 years old today. And here's Big Frank in the 1995 All-Star game. He hit one of 4 home runs in the 66th edition of the Midsummer Classic. But the National League won the game 3-2. Happy birthday, Hurt. What a hitter. Wow. Well, nothing bad, guys. That curveball misses.
Orlando working on that 9-game hitting streak, and that's a career best, including 6 multi-hit games in that streak.
Well, against us, he has always swung the bat well. He's had some big hits against our ball club.
I think it's one of the factors is that he came from the White Sox, and he always liked to do well against a team that, for whatever reason, in any circumstance, sends you away.
There's a strike. I remember watching him play for the first time in spring training down in Glendale. And one of the coaches, I can't remember which one it was, said, "Hawk, what's this Paolo kid run?" You know, you got a base hit in a gap. And I'm telling you what, because he had prepped me for it, it's get foul. It will. Because the coach had prepped me for it, I was watching him, and it just seemed like it was surreal how fast he got to second base.
A world-class sprinter.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, and I mean, you also saw the numbers career-wise against the Sox. 364, 20 for 55 in 15 games. That's pretty impressive.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
What he did against the Sox hitters in U.S. Cellular Field was hit the ball to right and right center field consistently.
That ball high and deep to right center. And that is just a long out.
Sox fans, join us as the White Sox take on the Washington Nationals on Thursday, June 9th at 7:10. First 10,000 fans will receive a free Todd Frazier t-shirt presented by the Village of Bedford Park. Bring your business home to Bedford Park and win big. Purchase your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME, and you'll get a close-up look at Bryce Harper.
So here's Cuthbert. Hitting at .237 with a homer. He's driven in 3. You know, we've talked about it, and this has been one of my pet peeves for a long time. My biggest pet peeve, of course, in baseball is pitch count. Puts too many bad negative thoughts in pitchers' minds. Because there's a little Kansas City special. Just a little duck snort. But another one is he doesn't go deep enough in the count. There's a lot of base hits on first ball fastball.
Many times that's the best pitch you're going to see in the sequence, and we've
No
seen
question about it.
Kansas City is very aggressive early in the count. They have been for quite some time.
Well, there's Al Kaline, who was a Hall of Famer for the Detroit Tigers. I was struggling a lot, really bad one year, and as a kid, and he comes by me after batting practice, and he says, "Remember one thing, Hawk," he said, "show me a hitter that can't be jammed, and I'll show you a bad hitter." Because if you can't be jammed, that means you're looking inside and you're hitting everything hard, but it's foul.
And you don't have any plate coverage.
So in the American League, I don't know about the National League, there's not a team in the American League gets jammed more than Kansas City. That's one reason they don't strike out.
They expect big things from Cuthbert. Give you an example. They paid a minimum of money to get Salvi Perez, something in the neighborhood of $28,000, maybe just a little bit more. They gave $1 million out of Nicaragua to Cuthbert. Talk about a young kid commanding $1 million bonus. He's got great skills. Now they haven't had a chance to see it yet, and he's got to be flexible because normally Moustakas plays every day, so he wasn't going to get that much of an opportunity. But he's had 2 opportunities this year, and now he's going to get his chance to play for quite some time.
Leibner with the 0-2 count. He gone. 2 down.
Good solid pitch on the outside corner, and he catches him looking after a big hit at 6'4", 215. And he's making his major league debut after being recalled from Omaha. He was hitting .309 there, but his first major league at bat, a called third.
Here's Dyson. As I mentioned, he is 7 for 8 against Miguel.
Well, in the first matchup in Chicago, he jammed him on a couple of pitches, barely fought him off, and then got one out over the plate, and he drilled it into right field. He just swings a magic wand against Gonzalez.
Good breaking ball. 0-2.
Pretty good number. 7 of the first 9 first pitch strikes. And you look at those robust numbers against Miguel over the course of his career.
Last year he had 26 stolen bases and 29 attempts. And against us, it seems like we never throw him out. Ball's hit sharply, sucked up by Brett. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the third, trailing 1-0. Rollins, Garcia, and then DeHonor.
Jimmy Rollins has hit the ball very well right-handed. 10 for 20 as a right-hand hitter. Left-handed he struggled. 182. He'll look at Duffy from the right side and try to interrupt this 6 in a row retired at the top by Danny Duffy, who's got very good stuff tonight.
Struck out the side last inning. Struck out Jackson leading off the ball game. So 4 for the first 6. Hit him on a fist and popped him up.
Now time for the greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile, and we'll take a look at Tim Anderson, the #1 prospect in the Sox organization, and he is hot. Last 17, 456, scored 18 runs, 36 hits, stolen bases terrific. He's been perfect. He's hitting home runs. He's driving them in. In the first 42, you can see he did well. Not near as well as he's done the last 17. He has committed 7 errors, but with those offensive numbers, the fact that he can hit it out of the park and then run like a deer, you can accept a whole lot of those.
Well, with as much range as Timmy has, you're going to make some errors. Because he's going to get the balls that a lot of guys cannot get to. Good rip by Ivy. And then when you're moving that fast, had to go that far and try to make a good throw is very difficult. It's the guys that don't have a lot of range and make a lot of errors that could.
Shading him around toward right center field. A huge gap in left center if he can get out in front of one. Enjoy the benefits of being a White Sox season ticket holder by purchasing a prorated full season ticket package. To purchase a season ticket package, please visit whitesox.com or call 312-674-1000 today.
Here's DeHonor. Navarro hitting. 224, a couple of homers. He's driven in 12.
Cuthbert almost lost sight of that last chopper, and sometimes an infield chopper like that can be lost in the lights.
That come right against, especially in certain ballparks.
I know. And these are not way up there, so it becomes even more difficult. Plus, it's dusk here. Lights haven't taken over yet, but Cuthbert stayed right with it and made the play. Take a look at the chopper, and Cuthbert comes in. You see him, he ducks his head at the last instant. He put his glove in the area he thought the ball was, and it just settled into the glove, and he made the play. Usually you like to look at those when you catch them.
This is 9 up, 9 down for Danny Duffy.
City team has been against our Sox. Overall, 36-60 going back to 2011. On the road, not near as bad as at U.S. Cellular Field, 19-26. So the Sox have had a little bit better of it here in this ballpark, and hopefully no exception, although Danny Duffy has been spotless. And the Royals got out to that early one-run lead.
So here's Alcides Escobar. Had a base hit in the hole between third and short. The lead off the bottom of the first. That ball's hit hard, but we got a man there.
It's typical Escobar. First 2 times up, he's seen 2 pitches.
Well, Cooperstown is full of guys who were outstanding first ball, fastball hitters. Now, that's a breaking ball, but it was a roll. It was a mistake. He got away with it. But Cooperstown is filled with first ball, fastball hitters. And if you were to tell those guys in Cooperstown, if you could talk to them, hey, we want you to go deep in the counts, they're liable to knock you out. So here's Merrifield. He's singled up the middle. Of course, I think after all the years I've been in this game, I think the best first ball fastball hitter I ever saw was Vladimir Guerrero.
He didn't have a strike zone. He liked everything.
Everything. He was a big Kirby Puckett and a big Yogi Berra. From the tip of his nose to the tip of his toes.
Play baseball at South Carolina, and he got the game-winning hit in the 2010 College World Series Championships against UCLA. Something he'll always be proud of. His father played in the major leagues. Merrifield understands how to play this game.
There you go. 2 down.
This is what happens if you can get ahead. You can wipe him out of the strike zone. That one way away, and Merrifield cannot check it up. So 2 up, 2 down. After the first 2 hitters of the ball game with consecutive singles, Miguel has thrown the ball very well.
Oh, one thing about it, they've got, to me, one of the best scouts in the game in Donnie Williams. He has put a lot of good players in this Kansas City uniform. He also put a lot of players in the Kansas City uniform that are now elsewhere. One of them being the highest paid player in baseball's history.
You're talking about Zach Greinke?
Yep.
So far, it hasn't been as he would have drawn it up moving to the Diamondbacks. What a great year he had last year.
Got to hurry with this throw. Got him. Beautiful. And a 1-2-3 inning for Gonzalez.
Ed Yost is probably going to want to take a look at that play at first base. He'll watch it again. And he's out.
He's out.
He can take another look at it, but it's not going to matter.
Looked like it in real time. had a base runner. Duffy, 4 strikeouts through the first 3. Struck out the side in the second. Austin Jackson struck out on a good changeup. You know, talking about scouts, the name of the game always has been and always will be talent evaluation. You're a general manager today, and especially in today's game. If you're right half the time, you're a good one. You go to that 55 or 60% mark, you are outstanding.
You just have to hope that your big deals, the ones that you can really hang your hat on, are the ones that you do well. Because you're going to have to trade away some kids, and some of those kids are going to become very good players. But if you're looking for a good player in return, you have to trade some talent. You just have to hope that your evaluators are a little bit better than the team you're trading to, because you don't want to see these guys grow into superstar players.
There they shot, foul. Well, clubs, you know, when you trade away some of your good prospects to get what you consider to be a guy that can put you over the top, and that has to be the mantra, so to speak. Can this guy put us over the top? If you do that and those kids go on, you pull for them to be good players.
Well, then you'll be able to make a lot of deals after
No
that.
question about it.
A perfect example. Detroit wanted Doyle Alexander to put them over the top to get them to the playoffs. The cost was a very young pitcher in the minor leagues by the name of John Smoltz going to Atlanta. Worked out very well in the long run for Atlanta. Worked out very well in the short run for Detroit, and that's how you evaluate that deal.
I would say right now that probably some of the, well, if you talk about, I've said this before, best talent evaluator I've ever seen was Whitey Herzog. Built 5 organizations, 2 of them being the same one. But he had that knack of making those 6 for 4 deals, 7 for 5 deals, and getting the best of it almost every time.
Whitey was the rare guy, though, that could evaluate young players equally as well as he could evaluate major league talent. There's not many people that have the eye to do both.
Well, I don't know. There's some guys who, you know, I look at it this way. If you can evaluate talent, you can evaluate talent. And Whitey, he was the guy who, everybody talked about Charlie Finley. Whitey Herzog was the guy that built this Kansas City organization and built that club that went out to Oakland in 1968 and won 5 consecutive divisional titles and 3 consecutive world championships. Whitey scouted them and signed them all. There's that ball in medium deep, 1 out. He also built the Mets, Cardinals, Kansas City twice. He was just a talent evaluating genius. But you're right. Overall, it's just tough to do both. But there are some guys who can do it. Here's Melky. And I check it up.
Melky's done a good job career-wise against his former team. And that's one of the reasons why he has a little added incentive against KC. So perhaps he'll be the man to stop this 10 straight hitter reign of terror for Danny Duffy. Nope.
Good arm.
11 straight retired by Danny Duffy, and he's done it every which way. He's done it with a blazing fastball at 96. He's done it with a good straight change. There's the straight change. There's the fastball, catching Abreu looking, Sand swinging, Lowry swinging. And so 4 strikeouts through 3 2/3, and Danny Duffy is sailing right along.
Outfield for the most part straight up and very much spread out, which is typical for this Kansas City positioning. But as Steve told you earlier, they got some guys out there. There won't be a lot of balls hit the ground.
Yep. Not when Dyson and Orlando playing the same outfield, flanking Kane.
Well, look at our club. April, nothing hit the ground in the outfield. In May, a lot of balls have hit the ground in the outfield.
Still, the Sox #1 in defense in the league coming into tonight's game.
Well, Sox still in first place too.
True.
That's why. It's not because of the offense.
No, not hardly.
If we catch the ball, we're going to be right there in September. The September games are going to be very meaningful if we can catch the ball like we did in April.
As you can see, tied with the Rangers for the fewest errors. Kansas City right there. And the Red Sox, a good combination of offense and defense, and the Orioles very much the same. Only 45 pitches so far for Duffy, who is throwing just about everything in the zone.
Duffy, 6'3", 205 pounds, out of Lompoc, California. High pop up, Hosmer. "12 in a row retired by the 27-year-old southpaw." After just tuning in, Kansas City scored a quick run in the first inning, and it is 1-0 Royals here going to the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Hosmer, Perez, and Orlando. Paulo Orlando. First ball, Honey. And a reminder, tomorrow the homestand continues for your Chicago Fire as they host the defending MLS Cup champion Portland Timbers. Coverage begins at 7 on CSN, and Spanish language broadcast will be available on CSN+.
That was a straight change that Hosmer had a good piece of hitting. He just waited back, was not out in front of it, and ripped it into right center.
Well, you know how big Abreu is, and now you can get a good comparison on how big Hosmer is. So here's Perez, grounded out to Jimmy Rollins at short. I tell you, unless you get a power changeup, I just, especially right-hander to a left-handed hitter, I just.
You don't like the first pitch change.
First pitch change.
Because you're changing off nothing.
That's exactly right. And there have been a lot of guys who felt the same way.
Career against Miguel, heavily weighted on the side of Perez.
Imagine Salvador's got a few in that category. Well, what a nice player. What a nice sign he was for the Royals.
Got him as a 16-year-old. And he's certainly grown into just a wonderful player. He's from Venezuela, was a huge fan of Andres Galarraga, who was a Venezuelan star.
Ouch. Well, he has really come into his own as one of the premier catchers in all of baseball. That's one of the reasons the staff is so, let's put it this way, proficient.
Oh, he's been a good one, and you just don't find too many excellent defensive catchers, which he is, who can also contribute offensively, which he does. He's driven in 25. He's hit 7 home runs. That one was off the shin guard on his left foot, and that still hurt. And you see why he wears it.
That hurts, but you're right. It'll save some blood clots.
Yes.
That's 1 out. I don't know how they do it today, but in my time zone, guys would foul off one off the shin. Blood clot would form, and they would go in there and deaden it, of course. Take a little scalpel and cut it, and use some tweezers, go in there and pick out a blood cut, sometimes as big as a penny or a dime.
That probably felt really good, especially when the painkiller wore off.
Well, they also had the old paperclip trick.
That was on the toenail.
That was on your toes.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Fire it up and stick it down through the toenail. Poof. Don't be looking at it over.
Oof.
When it comes out, though. All right, right to the bag. There you go. Nice. Nice. 4-3 double play, and that'll retire the side. We're into the 5th. 1-0 Royals. Well, the best thing about looking at that tail of the tape right there is one swing of the bat can change it.
This is a man who can do it.
Struck out, called out his first trip. And takes it a little bit low. Big crowd on hand. Orioles almost 3 million they drew last year. And already this year they've sold over 2 million tickets. Dodgers on the other side of the page. Before one pitch was thrown on opening day, they had over 3 million sold.
Well, they come late, they leave early, but they do buy tickets. It's been the case with the Dodgers for a long time.
As long as I can remember.
Yep.
I've been around a lot longer than you.
It's the first time that Duffy has been behind substantially in this game, and that fastball wasn't a particularly good pitch to hit. He went right on the corner at 2-0.
Now this is when you got to even be more aggressive, because there are going to be some games when you go to that plate, that guy out there 60 feet 6 inches away from you is going to be better than you are that night when he's hitting his spots, and you got to learn how to accept that. So if that's the case, you got to figure out, well, can I be dangerous? I better jump on the first fastball I see. This doesn't have to be right down the middle.
We saw the only recipe to defeat Kansas City is to score enough runs to have the lead before you move into the 7th inning. And now with the off day yesterday, it's a rested bullpen. So Ned Yost has every one of them at his disposal tonight.
Ball, right field. Orlando. One out, and that'll bring up Sands.
We told you before the game that Mike Moustakas, it was announced, was lost for the year, and there are the moose antlers and the bandage. So he's going to carry those around all year. He's going to get to have very strong arms.
Sands takes first pitch strike. A lot of times you go to that plate and you hear your teammates and everybody, get your pitch, wait for your pitch. Well, sometimes you're not going to get that pitch.
Duffy, originally selected in the 3rd round of the 2007 draft, just another guy signed and developed by Kansas City.
Two down.
He leaned back and he got 95. This one right down the middle, but just threw it by Sands. A little late life on that one. See on the Honda pitch tracks that it did have the whole plate, and Duffy is sailing right along. 14th straight start the ball game, and only 55 pitches.
Mentioned nice crowd on hand. Royals averaging 32,745 through the first 20 home dates. So this is 15 up, 15 gone. Halfway home, we trail it 1-0. Hi there, Chuck. Good to hear from you again, buddy.
The melodious tones of our Chuck. But he's going to get us some runs here.
Cuthbert had a little Kansas City special. Duck snort single into right field his first trip. Chopper to Hopper.
Visit participating Chicagoland Great Clips salons by June 10th for the Great Clips Summer Sweepstakes details. The grand prize winner throws out the first pitch at Mullet Night on Friday, June 24th, plus White Sox tickets and a pregame patio party. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Purchase your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
Eibner struck out his first major league at bat. Back in the second inning. Sox come in at 14-9 on the road. Kansas City 13-7 at home.
Last year, Eibner had a very good run at AAA in Omaha. Career highs in just about every offensive stat. Now, career, not all that great, but last year, 348 with runners in scoring position. What a year it was for him.
1-2.
He was a second-round pick originally by these Royals in 2010 out of the University of Arkansas. He was a Razorback.
Well, you don't see many Mike Trouts or Bryce Harpers or Alex Rodriguez has come along very often. And it's still quite remarkable the difference between minor league baseball and major league baseball.
There's no doubt. And of those three you mentioned, two of them were first picks in the country. Trout, however, was a 25th pick in the draft. So because the Angels had the 24th pick also, 23 teams passed on Mike Trout. So it is not an exact science.
Oh, no. There you go. 2 down. It's almost from AAA to the big leagues. It's almost close to day and night.
Well, a lot of guys actually don't make that AAA stop because you have a lot of former players, a lot of older minor league players in AAA. Your greatest talent normally is at AA, and there's a lot of guys that make that jump right from AA right to the big league.
Yeah, still is your most talented classification. Dyson grounded out, and now single sharply. So that makes him 8 for 10 lifetime.
Well, he hit the ball hard the first time up in the second inning, only to ground it right at Lowry. But this time he gets a little altitude on a ball that's up higher. This is a changeup, and so far Miguel has not had the best command with his changeup. That's been the only pitch that's really given him some problems, as he's given up 5 singles, and now you have to worry about the stolen base. You would think that Dyson, who's one of the best base stealers around, will try to take advantage of it and try to get an insurance run, even though it's only the 5th.
He's 8 for 10. He's got a good lead. I can't remember the last time we threw him out.
I believe it was back at U.S. Cellular Field, only because for whatever reason he tried a delayed steal. I think that was him. Let's see if we can go back and try to figure that one out. Dave Ross is going to go back into the recent archives. Oh, someone tried a delayed steal. That might have been him. Normally on a straight steal, he's really tough to throw out.
Hold the ball. Well, very seldom you ever see guys like Dyson or Ricky Henderson or Vince Coleman or those great base stealers Try a delayed steal.
No, and that was on Saturday, and I have no
That's
idea.
usually for you, Gus Triandos.
I was saying, it was surprising to me because he is so fast. So on Saturday, he didn't go right with the pitch and then took off, and he was cut down.
You say those are the big hurt. Mark Hill, former Sox catcher. Gus Triandos was a catcher. Baltimore and Detroit. And maybe one of, if not the slowest guys I've ever seen. Dyson 20 for 24 against us in his career. But it seems like every one of them have come in a big situation in the ball game.
Well, normally they put him in to steal that bag late in the game. Now he's starting because he's done so well against Gonzalez. This is a good pitch to run. You're at a 2-2 count. You're not going to throw a pitch out. Let's see if he is off to the races.
There he starts, fakes. Well, I love the 2-2 count much better than the 3-2. But with 2 out, he's going anyway. I'm talking about with nobody out or 1 out. Especially with a guy who's got a pretty good curveball. Gap out there in left center. Hoping we can get Escobar and leave Dyson right there at first, which would be surprising.
I'm surprised he hasn't run so far. And Escobar, he does swing the bat a lot. Only fanned 29 times and now 201 at bats. That's not a high total.
A little bigger lead by about a quarter of a step. There he goes. He gone. We have completed 5 and we trail it 1-0.
Celebrating Southpaw's birthday. Bring a new unwrapped toy on Sunday, June 12th to drop-off locations at any U.S. Cellular Field gate. $10 cash donations are also accepted. And yesterday, Jason Benetti in Southpaw took a tour of La Rabida Hospital, checking out its rehabilitation gym. Jason in Southpaw visited with patients and their families, delivering White Sox gifts, including Sox hats and Southpaw pennants to help brighten their day.
There's Jason. Jason doing a great job.
Jason and the Paw teaming up.
Jason Benetti, a good man.
Yes, indeed.
Here's Rollins. First pitch strike. He popped up to Merrifield at second base. Good recovery.
Give you an idea about the arm of Cuthbert. That was classic third base play, because I've heard the description of a good third baseman. You got to have a strong chest. You get in front of everything, and because you have time and this ball bounds away, he jumps on it and fires it to first. That low angle is reminiscent of Adrian Beltre, but this turns out to be a good effort. 16 straight retired.
And here's Avi. He also went out to Cuthbert. Well, you don't. The irony is, you don't see all third basemen trying to make that play like that. They don't want to get that ball hitting the chest or the face.
They'll stay in front, though. I mean, that saved an error, certainly.
Oh yeah. The ball took a funny hop on him. He saw it coming. Right there, and the count 0-1. And there's a shot. You can cancel a post-game show. So Dina Spadali and David Novak, their pick to click. First hit of the ball game.
Took that perfect game into the 6th inning with 1 out, and now pitchers have to just take their time on the mound, because I don't care how young you are, how old you are, when the air goes out of the balloon, and this is the no-hitter in the perfect game gone in one swing, you have to get back to worrying about the fact that you only have a 1-run lead. And this is the first time you're pitching out of a stretch, which is control-wise very difficult.
Downer takes it right there.
See that one hit, and that's the only blemish with 5 strikeouts. Not really even close to a walk so far. And the bullpen up and going for the Royals. See 14 of 18 first pitch strikes, and that's set up the performance.
No balls, 2 strikes.
It's Luke Hochevar throwing in the pen, the hard throwing righty. Another #1 draft pick of this organization. First player picked in the country in his draft. Was a good but not great starting pitcher. Had his moments, but overall not as encouraging as he or the organization would like. He had surgery. He came back working out of the pen, and he's been very effective.
Now field straight up, spaced about equidistant. Maybe just a itsy bitsy gap out there in left center. Up out of the zone, but the 0-2 count, protecting. Downer does have a home run off of Duffy. Look at this. Little Kansas City special. Yes, it is. And Merrifield got to that ball in a hurry. It's a good thing that Avi did not try to go into third.
Yeah, they're a happy man. No sooner did the Sox get the first hit, then they get the second. Doesn't get a whole lot into this. The fastball is up and in. Merrifield can't get to it, but
saw that little crow hop put him in perfect position to make the throw to third.
On one hop, he got it quickly, and 2 on, only 1 out. The first time Duffy has been in any semblance of anything tonight except perfect.
Well, here's Austin. 0 for 2. Last time up in the fourth, went out fairly deep to right field. 2 on, 1 out. We trail it 1-0.
One of the areas the Sox want to pick it up is in hitting with runners in scoring position. Now, that was the homestand at 187. However, the previous 9 games before the homestand, it was 317. Overall this year, 9th in the American League at 248. But a stat that's of vital importance.
There's a shot, base hit. But now they're going to hold Avi. And a good thing they did is Orlando, with that good speed and good arm, got to it and threw a perfect peg to Perez. Mercy.
This piece of base running, and it was good coaching by McEwing, but you got to know where the outfielders are going to line up. And in this case, Orlando wasn't that far off the line in right field. So since moving into a stretch, Duffy has given up 2 straight hits. If he knew Orlando was toward the line, you can't take off. As it turned out, he was able to get back, but not before having to put on the brakes drastically. You see Joe McEwing says, wow, hold up. Feet go out from under him. And not knowing where Orlando was almost led to a turned ankle.
Well, first of all, he's going to make sure that ball gets by Hosmer.
He did that.
He did it. Good base running.
And so going into the stretch, sometimes for many pitchers, completely different. You haven't taken many warm-ups or any warm-ups during the game in the stretch, and after the first hit by Garcia, now 2 straight.
And here's Melky. That ball hit deep. Dyson goes back. He looks up, and you can put it on the board. Yes, a grand slam, and it's a 4-1 Sox lead.
Home run number 4. He's driven in 24. And Melky Cabrera, as he's done over the course of his career, comes back to haunt his former teammates. So just like that, some lightning in the 6th. Our Ford home run replay. This is a hanging slider, and Melky gets most of it. And it's a 3-run lead, as that one was way back, and Danny Duffy, who was perfect through 5 1/3, has been touched for 4.
And here's Todd. Good concept. Got way back at third base. Todd 0 for 2. Couple of pop-ups. One thing about Todd, even though when he's scuffling, he still has that. He's one of the few guys, even when he's scuffling, he still maintains that mental posture of being dangerous. He'll look bad, a couple of at bats, all of a sudden, poof.
We also have never seen him take his bat out to the field with him. He's been terrific defensively, even when he is.
He's a baseball
scuffling.
He's the package in every which way.
Still leading the team in home runs and runs batted in.
There's a bullet. Watch out.
That's the first grand slam since July of 2011 for Melky, the 3rd of his career. I don't think there's a bad time to hit a grand slam. This is a particularly good time. And over the last 17, the batting average at .311. He's hit 7 home runs, driven in almost a run a game, scored 15 of them, and an OPS of 1.106.
And around that one.
Pitch number 75 forthcoming, and so you would think one way or the other this would be the last inning for Danny Duffy.
There's a shot going foul. Watch out. Good effort right off the glove.
The young man reaches out. A little embarrassed. EBB. Ball boy.
That ball hit high and deep. Dyson goes back at the track. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. It's 5-1.
Well, with Avi's base hit, it broke the spell. And after the base hit, a single by Navarro, a single by Jackson, a grand slam by Melky, and back-to-back home runs as Todd Frazier with his 15th and his 35th, and that apparently is going to be it for Danny Duffy, who after perfection runs into a buzzsaw, and that's our Ford home run replay.
Well,
low fastball and gone.
You touched on it as soon as it happened. As soon as Avi lined that ball into right field for the base hit, you said for the first time he's going to be out of the stretch.
Yeah, and that made all the difference in the world as he departs. So as he's walking out slowly, Hochevar is coming in. We'll step out and be back after these messages. And service while enjoying a breathtaking view of U.S. Cellular Field from the First Merit Bank Stadium Club. Memberships are available to season ticket holders, and they're open before, during, and after every home game. First Merit Bank Stadium Club is also perfect for non-game day events, including weddings and corporate parties. For more information regarding the First Merit Bank Stadium Club, please call 312-674-1000.
So here's Abreu. Jose 0 for 2. First pitch strike.
Luke Hochevar comes in the ball game. Tall right-hander. Putting together a pretty solid season, is usually the first man out of the bullpen. Hochevar out for the 22nd time. He's 1-0 ERA, 2.75. He's given up a couple of home runs this year. And it's time now for our Midas Tire and Auto Service experts call to the pen. There you look at the numbers. They've been pretty impressive. 25 strikeouts in 19 2/3.
And of course, with those 2 home runs, the grand slam by Cabrera, the shot by Frazier. First time this year we've gone back to back. Alex Snellius with another generous donation to White Sox charities in loving memory of Ursula. Good approach, that's deep, but on the track right in front of United. 2 down. And want to give a big White Sox shout out to our crew. United, Sparky Seipold, Joe Bonilla, Jackie Cruz, and all the girls. They do such a wonderful job, and all the people at Atlantic Aviation, Bernard Young and his crew.
Mike Corrigan out there this time.
Mike was there. Wasn't it great to see Mike?
In the rain to show me which plane it was, because the Indians plane was here and our plane was there, and he certainly wanted me to get on the Sox plane, I think.
Great to see Mikey again. Big gap out there in left center. Those people really make it very, very easy and nice on our boys. And 2.
When Ned Yost had Hochevar loosening up, he did not envision bringing him into a game 5-1 down.
Well, he just got ambushed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, quickly.
Perfect. Through 5 1/3.
Nothing hit hard.
And that'll do it. But a big crooked number goes up on that board. And it is 5-1 good guys. And a reminder, Sunday, watch Todd Frazier and our Sox take on the Kansas City Royals in the series finale. Coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. with White Sox pregame live, presented by the Koalas family of dealerships on CSN Chicago. Whit Merrifield, second baseman, will lead it off. Merrifield, solid single up the middle in the first inning. And he struck out in the third. Outfield shading him to the right, gap out there in left center. And that ball hit into right center. And Avi got a good jump on that. And with that good speed of his, he was able to make it up.
Ball hit into right center field, and Avi, playing shallow, cuts straight across and makes the play. Gil Gonzalez continues to roll right along. He gave up a run in the first inning after consecutive singles and a sacrifice. Well, a ground ball that scored the run, not a sacrifice, but Hosmer drove it in, and that's been it.
Frazier. Kane's gone. 2 down.
Hey, Sox fans, learn to play baseball the right way straight from the pros. White Sox baseball camps are open to boys and girls ages 5 through 12 and will be in over 50 communities this summer. Call 630-PLAY-BALL or visit WhiteSoxAcademy.com to find a camp near you.
Here's Hosmer, hit that high chopper to knock in Escobar back in the first. Then he singles sharply back through the middle. With that home run by Frazier up to this point, he now has taken the league lead. Those 15. That strike. That's high into left field. Melky back. And that wind just takes it right out of here. That was just a high fly ball, and it's a 5-2 ball again.
Hosmer's had a very good night, hitting his 9th home run, driving in his 2nd run, his 25th overall. And that cuts the gap. Low fastball. Our Ford home run replay slices it the opposite way, and Hosmer has been able to hit the ball all over since he came into this league. Melky runs out of room. It's into the bullpen.
He only hit like 5 or 6. So.
Here's Perez. Salvador has grounded to short and gone out to Melky in left.
This Kansas City team will come back at you consistently. This is a good breaking ball low and away. And some very good plate coverage from Salvy Perez. So 2 hits in a row with 2 out, nobody on.
And he extends his hitting streak to 12 games.
So far, no activity in the Sox pen, but they're starting to stir, and I would think they'd be getting up.
Here's Orlando. Paolo. Gone out deep to right and hit into a 4-3 double play.
Peter Moylan, the Aussie, loosening up in the Royals pen, and the Sox also have their pen going. Matt Albers getting ready in a hurry.
Well, Robin, thinking the same way we are. That's the home run's just a high fly ball.
Yep.
Wind blowing out of here. So, but him going out and getting a pretty good breaking ball, Perez that is, and ripping into the left field. Now that'll change your thought process. Five and 0 for us. 2-7-0 for them. Got him. He's out. And that'll retire to the side, but the home run by Hosmer. And we're into the 7th, leading 5-2.
ball game, and he's on for the 6th time. His record 1-0, his ERA 2.84, and we saw him at U.S. Cellular Field. Hit up 8 hits in 6 1/3. Walked 2, fanned 6. He has a tendency against right-handers when he drops down from the side, he'll leave the ball on the inner portion. So when you throw from the side or close to down under, you're trying to get that right-hand hitter to give some ground. If you leave it on the inside, you're vulnerable.
95% of the time now, big league hitters aren't going to be giving ground to a guy like Moreland. Used to in the past, yeah. It was just part of it, but that's the way it was. These guys today have a different approach. They, for the most part, are divers, the majority of them. Good pitch by Moreland. One out. Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy has popped to second and grounded to third. This is the first of a 4-game abbreviated series. Raining out last night, so we'll have 3 here. And then after the game on Sunday, going to Citi Field to take on the Mets for 3. Have an off day after that series in Detroit and finish off this what's going to be now a 9-game road trip at Comerica Park.
Rollins turns around to hit from the left side for the first time today.
And the Mets, of course, will be our first interleague games of the season.
And their Mets, well, they don't hit the best, but they can really throw it. It's a terrific pitching team. And they find themselves coming into action tied in the loss column with Washington, 1 game back. Winners of 6 of their last 10.
Good swing right there by Rollins. Out in front of that.
This being a very big game, certainly for the Sox. Cleveland losing at the present time. The start of a very long road trip. Really nice time to take one away from a ball club that's going to get better, although the loss of Moustakas for the year and Gordon for 3 to 4 weeks, however long it takes to come back from a broken bone in his wrist, is a tough loss for Kansas City.
And there's a base hit. Solid hit by Jimmy. Kane will get it back in. So the single. Well, we talked about it earlier, and I'll say it again. In my whole baseball career, that was the toughest April schedule I have ever seen a major league team have. We had 1 off day in April.
I've never seen 1 off day, and when you compare it, Kansas City had 5 off days. The Mets had, I believe, 6 off days in April, and usually when you get either a Midwestern or an Eastern team, you at least have a day off, at least before, but mostly after the first home series, and that didn't happen either.
I've never seen a schedule tougher than that.
It was 4 on the road,
As tough,
and then home for 3, and right to Minnesota without an off day.
And we came out of that with flying colors.
We came out of that, I believe, better than anybody expected. I mean, they expected to get off to a good start and hoped that the team would get off to a good start, but that start was an amazing start when you consider all the elements that played into it. The bad weather, the no off days, the games away from U.S. Cellular Field, many more than home games. It was a great start.
Now Sox come in at 14-9 on the road, 13-12 at home. And I told my wife Eris, I said, when I saw the schedule that Bob Grimm had sent me before leaving to go out to Oakland, I said, honey, that's the worst schedule I've ever seen. Worst schedule I have ever seen. Could not believe only one off day in April. Ivy started off that 5-run sixth with a line shot coming with 1 out. That was the first runner, the first hit off Danny Duffy. He had gone and retired 16 in a row. First and 30. Let's get that run back. Good lead by Rollins. Little mistake by Moreland. He got away with it.
And is up and going. It's Brian Flynn.
Big left hand. 6-7. Quick feet.
Close at first, and Jimmy was actually breaking. Throw is right there. Actually, he tags himself. Now, it would be somewhat debatable with the ball might have touching the ground, but it's a non-issue as now Ned Yost wants him to take a look at it again. It looks like he's back before the tag, but there's also the question of the ball at least touching the ground, because a part of it was at the top end of the glove. And we'll see if there's enough proof in New York to overturn it. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, is the man on your right.
If he held on to it, he's out.
Very quick move to first, and the throw was a perfect throw.
Yeah, that's some of the quickest feet we've seen this year over first base on the right hander.
He's breaking toward second. Then the throw is right on the button.
Yeah, he's out. Well, while they're making that decision, tomorrow's game, it'll be Carlos Rodon against Giordano Ventura. Now, that game will be over WGN. Then in the finale here on Sunday, Chris Sale against Edinson Volquez, and that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet.
They're taking a long look at it, and the longer the look, the more you would think it's not conclusive proof, but here's the look.
Well, he made a perfect throw over there.
Yeah, I mean, it was right there, and
yeah,
he slid back into a tag. Now, that's the angle that Will Little had at first base. The better angle that we saw was the one actually from across the field looking at it that way. But then again, Will Little doesn't have the luxury of that kind of look. That look is the one that Will Little had. Very tough to see if the hand was in before the tag. That look that Will Little doesn't have is a little different. And again, difficult because of the right leg of Hosmer to tell just exactly if the hand was in before the tag. So we'll try to go with the idea of no conclusive proof and see if that holds up. The call on the field was safe.
Well, they're getting ready to bring the hammer down. He's safe. Yes. Good.
No conclusive proof.
Three minutes and 6 seconds.
I mean, that shows you really how difficult that call was. Certainly it was at live and proved just as difficult with the replays.
Moylan. Now we got another pretty good pitch to hit, and that would be a souvenir.
It stands because there was no clear or conclusive proof to overturn the call.
Well, obviously that was
Yeah, but that
the
means,
issue.
yeah, I mean, you could do it a few different ways, but
one out, one on, and once again the 0-2 pitch. Couldn't wait on him. 77.
And Moylan is much more difficult for a right-hander to hit than a left-hander who can see the ball all the way. That sweeping breaking ball, it's coming into the left-hand hitter, but going well away to the right-hand hitter.
Well, I'd be a little upset with himself right there, as he should be. He had a couple of pretty good pitches to hit in that sequence and just didn't do anything with them. Here's Navarro. He's 1 for 2. Now Merrifield back on the grass. And there was a strike we got. Break for Deanna. Touch him up. Oh, he just missed it. Just underneath it. High and 2. Right field. Orlando makes the catch. 7th inning stretch. We lead it 5-2. Kansas City, half of the 7th inning. Good guys on top, 5-2. Grand slam home run by Melky Cabrera in the 6th, and a backup home run back to back. First time this year we've done that by Todd Frazier. Frazier now leading the American League at this point with 15.
Double-barreled action in the Sox bullpen, so you would think if Miguel gets in any trouble at all, that would be it after 6 strong.
Well, he's moved it around both sides, primarily down, a few up, but primarily down with his sinker. And no walks. Ergo, good outing.
This is the same type of performance he had against Kansas City at U.S. Cellular Field. And there you see Jennings and Albers. Albers, the right-hander on the left. Jennings, the left-hander on the right.
Jay Abner. Just off the corner. Had a little bitty part of that edge. I'm 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
A minimum of pitches so far for Miguel. Pretty strong line. 6 1/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and walking nobody.
That's going to be a first major league hit for the youngster. He just muscled that one out there. And here comes Robin. Good outing by Gonzalez. He'll depart, and we'll be back.
Call to the pen, and it is Dan Jennings. He's trying to come in and record the final 2 outs of the inning. He's 1-1. His ERA 2.11. On for the 16th time, and he's going to look at Dyson. You have to always worry about the bunt lefty to lefty with Dyson up, and then we roll to the top with the right-handers Escobar, Merrifield, and Kane, and that's why Albers continues to throw. So another fine outing for Miguel Gonzalez. Last time 6 innings, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and 2 runs against Kansas City. This time 6 1/3, 8 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and 2 runs so far, responsible for Eibner at second.
Frazier right at the cut of the grass. He'll be coming in with a pitch. There's a strike that he didn't get. Sometimes that one pitch right there can change the whole dynamic of an at bat. Two and 0. Just a different hitter right now with a 2-0 count than he was before they started this at bat.
He's got a 7-game hitting streak, so he's tuning it up.
That was a little up in the end, but it had a part of the plate.
The Royals pen, Gwynn and Wong. Gwynn's been up before, Wong up for the first time.
Oh, Dan, no walks. He can made his way on. Full count. Now a little out of the zone right there, but you can see he had swung the bat up until that pitch, and he had 3 pitches in the zone.
But career-wise against the Sox, he's a .300 hitter with his 1 for 2 tonight.
Once again, the payoff. And here comes Robin, and that'll be all for Jennings. So Jennings will depart. Albers comes on, and we'll be back. Official White Sox MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. So Go to wintrust.com/socks to learn more. Member FDIC.
Time now for the Midas Tire and Auto Service experts call to the pen. And it is Matt Albert. Matt at 1-3 on for the 22nd time. His ERA .360. He inherits runners at first and second. Only one out here in the 7th. He's going to look in at Escobar. Trying to throw a double play ground ball.
Escobar is 1 for 3. He's hit the ball very hard twice. Struck out his third at bat. Escobar has faced Matt 13 times, and he has 3 hits. Baltimore has defeated Cleveland 6-4. Close pitch, didn't get it.
First 2 times up, Escobar tried to pull the ball, but the outfield this time is playing him as an off-field hitter. That'll be very shallow and right over toward the line.
And the count 1-2. Had a good pitch to hit right there and couldn't do anything with it.
This ball moving inside, had a good part of the plate, and he fouled it back. Escobar fanned for the 30th time last time up. It was on a breaking ball away. Good idea, but that one too far off the plate.
Ate him up right there. Bases loaded. Has another Kansas City special. That's what they do. They put the ball in play, and then for them, good things happen.
He breaks the bat as Alvarez misses his spot. Navarro wanted it outside. Gets it inside. And nothing doing. So it loads him up.
And here's Witt. Merrifield. He is 1 for 3. A solid single up the middle, a strikeout, and then a line drive into right center field that Javi made a good catch on. There's a base hit. That's going to score a pair. Well, that pitch, that first pitch in that at bat to Jared Dyson that Angel Hernandez blew changed the whole dynamic of that plate appearance.
Now a 1-run game. Those are the 2 runs batted in the first of the career of Whit Merrifield, and that ball didn't get inside far enough. Had the whole plate. It was down and drove it through the left side. So just like that, it's a 1-run game. And Don Cooper coming out to talk with Matt Albert.
5 runs on 10 hits for them. Check that, 4 runs on 10 hits.
Closes the book on Miguel Gonzalez, 6 1/3, 3 runs on 8 hits. The other one charged to Jennings. Now Matt Albers responsible for the men on base as the bullpen continues working. Duke and Jones.
So here's Kane. He's 0 for 3. Count evens at 1. Bullpen, needless to say, lately has really been struggling.
That was a good fastball. He ran it inside and it was off the plate.
Double him up again, just a little higher. Oh, got a shot. Yes.
And Escobar wants him to look at it. Now the question is, once having lost his challenge, umpires don't have to look at it.
And now Yost wants to hold up play until he gets the thing. He can ask him. He can ask him to take a look at it.
Now he's going to ask Ted Barrett. Escobar. Well, looked like he was in there. Brown did a nice job of regrouping after that ball popped up. But it looked like the front foot on the bag, and we'll have to see what they come up with in New York. That tag was on the knee. And the call by Blackney at third base.
Again, it boils down to conclusive proof.
Even from that angle, you can. This is a better angle of it. Watch the front foot. And now that one is not a good angle. You can't see it. There you go.
Safe.
It's going to go as a wild pitch. Navarro did the best he possibly could. It's the first wild pitch of the year, and that one a very costly one.
With 1 out here in a 1-run ball game. So here's a 2-2 pitch. Boy, he had a good pitch to hit right there for him. That was right in his wheelhouse.
That ball had the whole plate, and fortunately Kane fouls it off. Get a decisive home run in that series in Chicago.
But once again, the 2-2. You got 2 to make a good one with, and that's one that you didn't. So a full count. Hosmer on deck. If you can throw it on 2-2, you can throw it on 3-2. He rings him up. He gone. Big out. And here comes Robin.
That was a fastball inside off the plate. The look by Will Little. He said he went too far. Cain's trying to sell it as a non-swing. Will Little, in a non-reviewable situation, calls him out. And here comes Zach Duke. There goes Matt Albers. We'll step out and be back after these messages. Ball to the pen, and it is Zach Duke to face red-hot Eric Hosmer. Driven in 2 tonight with a couple of hits and 3 at-bats. There you look at the numbers, on for the 26th time. That leads the team.
But you still got first base open.
Yep. Still got Nate Jones throwing in the pen.
First pitch strike. Good pitch to hit. Couldn't pull the trigger. They lead at 6-5. Now the Kansas City Special. These guys are the best in the American League at that.
Time now for our Xfinity high-speed action replay, and it's the 3rd and 4th runs of the night driven in as Hosmer reaches out.
Yeah, he's the one guy in this lineup right now with the other guys out that you don't want to beat you.
And the lead disappears. Kansas City with a 1-run lead. That's going to be it for Zach Duke. And we'll step out as Nate Jones comes trotting in. Ball to the pen, and it is Nate Jones who inherits Hosmer at first base. For the 21st time, he's 2-0, his ERA at even 2. He's going to try to retire Salvi Perez and get out of this nightmarish 7th.
If you're just tuning in, we had a 5-1 lead going to the bottom of the 6th. They picked up 1, and they have picked up 4 so far here in the 7th. And once again, Miguel Gonzalez is not going to get a decision.
And he was very good tonight. The great and powerful Haas, certainly tonight.
Well, he's got some of the best plate coverage in the American League, if not the best plate coverage, outside of maybe 1 or 2 other guys, but he's right there at the top.
4 driven in and a big night for him.
Well, as I said, he's the one guy you don't want to beat you in this lineup right now with Gordon and Moustakas gone. Well, he put a good pass on that pitch. It wasn't even a strike.
He's a big man also with long arms, and he's got pretty good coverage away.
Well, he's just a good hitter. Full count.
Orlando in the on-deck circle. He's been held down tonight.
They come up with 4, and we will go to the 8th trailing 6-5.
It is the arm and the ability of Wade Davis. Since September 4th of 2013, all out of the pen, 20-4, not even a 1-point ERA. 32 of 37 in saves. Opponent's batting average, a paltry 146. The numbers are spectacular. You go out there for 166 innings and only give up 3 home runs. That's fairly close to ridiculous. So you face 633 batters, and Wade Davis has done it all, and that's one of the reasons, along with Kelvin Herrera, why you don't want to leave it up to the back end of the bullpen with a lead. And there is the aforementioned Herrera. There are the numbers on for the 25th time. He's 0-1, but an ERA of .78. 27 strikeouts in 23 innings, and to go with it, he's only walked 2. So not an easy task to come back against the Royals at any time, but especially when there's only 6 outs to go.
Start us off right here, Austin. That's what the next inning is for. Let's go. He's 1 for 3. Well, I'll tell you what, that's just that first pitch to Dyson set up the whole thing, changed the whole thing around, made him a different at bat. There's a base hit, that a boy.
Elke's grand slam in the 6th inning got the Sox on the board, and with that first White Sox run, eClick Lending has donated $100 to the Pat Tillman Foundation, supporting military veterans and their families. 3rd grand slam in the career of Melky Cabrera, and at that point, all was beautiful.
Melky now with 4 homers, 24 knocked in. That one is 99.
He threw a couple of triple digits at U.S. Cellular Field.
Well, he's been an amazing reliever. He really has.
Yep.
He's not a big guy, and for him to consistently be throwing anywhere from 98 to 100, 101, that just foul for as long as he's done it.
Last year, 72 appearances, 2.71 ERA. He's 5'10". He's an even 200 pounds, and not only a durable but a very strong arm.
Just a decent lead. As there's out number 1.
This is one of the things that sets him apart, and that's his changeup at 90 miles an hour. So when you throw 99 or 100, your changeup is at 90. There's no chance for the hitter, once fooled, to keep his hands back, and it's a devastating pitch.
There's Todd. He's 1 for 3. Picked up his 15th homer in the 6th. Back-to-backs for the first time this year for our guys, and poof, here it is.
Got a low fastball from Danny Duffy and rode it out of the yard. Was the last pitch that Duffy threw, and that made it a 5-1 game.
Watch out.
Oh, that was way up under his chin. That coming, by the way, from a guy with very good control.
Well, let's see if we can't answer that.
We saw how effective Terry Francona was with his 3-0 offense in our ballpark.
He's got the best 3-0 offense of any manager in the American League.
No doubt
Maybe
about
probably
it.
the National League.
And so now we'll see if maybe Todd might have the 3-0 green light.
So 2 on 1 out.
This is the 3rd walk this year given up by Herrera, and this one couldn't put him in a jam. 2 on. The tying and go-ahead run on base for Jose Abreu.
Austin at second with that line shot single in the right. Abreu 0 for 3 with a strikeout, 2 flyouts to right. Drops a breaking ball on him. There was a good pitch, and he just flat pulled off of it. Good pitch to hit right there. They 1 for 6 against Herrera. That one at 98.
2 sliders and then some high heat. He throws the fastball 60% of the time. Slider 23. That very effective changeup at 13%, and just the occasional curveball. Didn't want to throw that slider inside, but he made a mistake so badly that it didn't hang over the plate.
Well, the book on Jose has been pretty consistent. Hard, hot, slow, low.
Yeah. Keep the breaking ball out of the zone away, and that time he expanded that zone. You saw in our Toyota pitch tracks that it was way wide of the plate. So leaving it up to Adam Eaton, who's coming on a pinch hit for Jerry Sands. Pretty good numbers.
Sands was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
Adam plays just about every day, so this is his first opportunity to pinch hit this year.
Well, there is some kind of huge gap out there in right center field, and you got Lorenzo Cain playing very shallow out there. Dyson well over towards the line.
That was not a good call.
No, he's you know what, he's missed a lot of pitches. Let's just leave it at that. He's missed a lot of pitches at the wrong time.
And Adam not very happy having a word with Hernandez.
Well, it changes the whole at bat.
That was that changeup that drifts way wide of the plate.
If he just gets it close around the plate, he's going to be called out. So for him to throw him something to hit would be crazy on his part. It is still 6-5 Royals. All right, our Chuck, there's the tail of the tape, bottom of the 8th. And there's Paulo Orlando fouling it off. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Six, 11 and 0 for them. 5, 7 and 0 for us. A good speed aboard.
And Orlando's hitting streak continues, a career high 10 in a row. High fastball away, and he takes it through the right side. There is Wade Davis loosening up in the pen.
Tied, way in at third. That's the best thing you can do, is put a little pressure on that hitter by coming in, deking him in and out. He comes in. Watch out, back through the middle. So the first 2 men aboard.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, and here's our Miller moment. It's the first hit in the career of the Eibner family, and I say the family because there is the family. Very happy with their son,
He just
brother,
muscled that one out there.
and his first major league hit.
It was a big one with 1 out. It started off that 4-run 7th. I don't think he's used to bunting.
I was going to say, you can tell that the guy 6'4", 215 probably didn't bunt a whole lot because he snapped at that one.
There, he's going to get it down and get the job done.
And in this, his major league debut, that will make your manager very happy. Because as bad as he looked on the first one, that's how good he looked on this one. He's still stabbing at it, but he gets the job done.
The reason he was able to is he was way up on the bat.
Well, not all of the family reacted, but that was actually a very good play.
There's Nyson with the infield in. He's 1 for 2 with a big at bat in the 7th, a walk. And Jennings came on to pitch to him, threw first pitch strike, didn't get it from Angel Hernandez. Then went 2-0, and then went 3-2, and he walked him.
Orlando has great speed. Dyson is a good butter, a very good butter, the best on their team.
good play by Ed Yost. Anytime you got runners, ducks on the pond, you got a 3-0 count with the infield in. Turn him loose.
Well, he did.
The only thing Ned didn't like to see the ball going over there. But here's a throw. Good speed by Orlando is going to make it a 7-5 ball game.
That'll be at number 7 for Dyson. On the sacrifice fly, so good execution on the part of the Royals.
They do that.
Yeah, they got him over, they got him in.
That's what they do. They struck out last year fewer times than anybody in the major leagues. They struck out 258 times less than we did. That's a little over 9 complete games of strikeouts.
Not surprising. One of the reasons most of these guys just love the first pitch. They go after it. They don't get the 2 strikes. So a strikeout becomes a moot point.
All right, but they come up with a run on the sacrifice fly, and we trail it by 2. Wrap-up show in town on Sportsnet Central. Get a recap of tonight's game plus highlights from around the league. So don't miss Sportsnet Central tonight after White Sox postgame live on CSN Chicago.
Wade Davis comes in the ball game looking for save number 13. He's 12 for 13 in save opportunities, on for the 18th time. His last save a couple of games ago, he loaded the bases with nobody out, only to get out of it. Got a 2-run lead to protect.
First pitch to Brett. That one at 94. 1-2. Outfield around to the right. Carlos Rodon against Jordana Ventura tomorrow. $28,508. And the 2-2 pitch. Attaboy. Line shot into center field, so the leadoff man aboard.
Time now for our White Sox upcoming schedule, brought to you by Travel Wisconsin. Plan your fun today at travelwisconsin.com, and it's a couple more here with the Royals, 2 day games, then it's on to New York. See those very talented Mets, then an off day, and the Tigers provide the opposition to wrap up the road trip. Our upcoming schedule brought to you by Travel Wisconsin.
Rollins 1 for 3 with a single. Oh and 1. Nice gap out there in left center field if Jimmy can find it. Come on, boys, let's give him a finish.
Just barely able to get a piece and keep the at bat alive.
All right, good checkup. Seven 5. Royals here in the top of the 9th inning. Ball yanked down past Darrell Boston.
That time he got that cutter up in the zone. Jimmy was able to handle it, foul it off, and just miss.
That one up out of the zone. He was just did a good job just to get a piece of it.
That was that fastball 52% of the time, but a cut fastball is still a fastball. You consider him a fastball pitcher at 82% of the time, with the curveball 12, and forget it, no changeups. Only facing you one time, doesn't need it.
Jammed himself right there, pops it up in the left. Dyson. So here's Avi. Avi 1 for 3. Started off that 5-run 6 with a 1-out base hit. That was our first hit of the game, coming with 1 out in the 6th inning. In fact, that was our first base runner if you're just tuning in. Danny Duffy was perfect through 5 1/3. Made a good pitch on him right there.
Davis came up a starter with Tampa Bay. Came over to Kansas City with James Shields. Will Myers, the principal, and one of the best prospects in the league at the time, going to Tampa Bay in return. Looked to me like Perez might have gotten crossed up on that. Take a look. Well, he's able to get out. He was standing up. Normally you don't see that on a ball in the dirt. Maybe he was thinking that Brett Lawrie was going to go, but very risky move. 2 runs down.
The 0-2. Well, we are down to our last bullet. Diana Navarro, 1 for 3. Flied out to center field in the 3rd, single in the 6th and scored, and then in the 7th just missed one, just underneath it. Just joining us, Sox led at 5-1. And Royal pitchers have last, for the most part, been getting everything close. Everything was close. That'll be a wild pitch. You never know. Come on, Deanna. You never know, buddy.
Lisa here keeps it alive for Austin Jackson, who's had a very good night. 4 to run, has a couple of hits.
The one fly ball to right field was deep.
Yep.
Also, if you're just tuning in, Miguel Gonzalez, 6 in the 3rd, 3 runs. Good outing for him.
13 straight starts without a win, but he could have easily won the last 2 times out.
Everything close they have gotten from Angel Hernandez all the way through this ball game, and this ball game is over. So, well, we are now in the last 16 games. We're 4-16. Have not played well, have not pitched well, especially from the bullpen. And you know the best thing about it, Steve? Tomorrow when we tee it up against these guys, we're just still going to be in first place.
And unfortunately, the bullpen has not get it done, and it doesn't matter. When the bullpen doesn't get it done, it doesn't look particularly good, but we'll be at it tomorrow afternoon, so get your rest.
All right, so for my partner Steve Stone, our Hall of Fame director Jim Angio, our future Hall of Fame producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper, also the executive producer Jim Corno Jr., and also for Jerry, Janice, Rich. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. Hit for the youngster.